Sean.
Hey.
Love.
See. Doing all right?
Oh, yeah, life is good.
Good.
God is good. I've been blessed, so. And before we get started, man, how's my boy Willie?
He's good. Our daughters just graduated together.
Oh,
Santa Fe.
right.
Played basketball. They played softball together once upon a time.
Yeah.
But
It's like the dads, super athletes, huh?
man, I don't know if they super, but they're great. They're great.
Oh, that's great.
Let's rock. All right, welcome to another episode of the ROK Podcast. This is where we highlight and we talk about and recognize Oklahoma legends. Today I have with me one of the most prolific coaches in Oklahoma history. He was a multi-sport superstar in high school as well as college. He was inducted into the Northwestern State University Hall of Fame, where he lettered in multiple sports. He has led multiple high schools to multiple state championships as a head coach and as an assistant coach. He has been named Coach of the Year on multiple occasions. He's been inducted to numerous basketball Hall of Fames, the father of Oklahoma superstars in Taylor and Blake Griffin. And at John Marshall High School, he was my DB coach, and he was my head coach in basketball. Welcome to the ROK Podcast, the legendary Tommy Griffin. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing fine, John. Thank you for those nice words.
Appreciate it. I thank you for coming through and having some fun today.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So what you been up to?
See, just enjoying life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm coaching, but I'm volunteer coaching.
Okay.
So it's not like I have to be there. I'm there when I can make it, but normally I'm probably there about at least 90% of the time.
Right.
And do what I can.
Right, and you're at with Coach Hatchett?
Right now at Dale City.
Dale City,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Had a pretty good season last year.
Yeah, it was.
Could have been.
If you think about what had happened the 5 years before then, it was an okay season.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's better than most.
Oh yeah.
Most high schools in the state of Oklahoma.
And if you can help a guy, help kids,
right.
That's the whole thing.
Right.
You're not gonna always be a state champion.
Right.
I mean, even though we would love to be, but we're not gonna always be.
Yeah, that was when you're used to winning. It's disappointing to have a actual good season. So yeah, I know. Just playing with you, Coach. That's what we did.
Right.
So what's Taylor and Blake up to right now? What are they doing?
Taylor and Blake both live in L.A.
Okay.
They're about 5 miles apart from each other, and they still stay in contact. Taylor is probably divided between three things. One, we have a traveling basketball team.
Yep.
And that's Team Griffin, and he's basically the head honcho in that situation.
Okay.
But now he does have people that helps him.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, he stays pretty busy. He also had and I'm not going to go out on a limb because he was just working for a guy that was a pretty good guy that he knew, and it was pretty good. But the whole point is that he had to travel from L.A. to New York occasionally, and that's not an easy flight.
Okay, right.
So, but anyway, he's now looking at another opportunity that's opened up for him for a job.
Good. I will know all about Team Griffin. It's kind of taken over Oklahoma. Well, I won't say taken over, but it's well known.
Right.
It's a recognizable name, and of course Blake Griffin. And so I remember those guys running around the gym when you were coaching us.
Yeah.
So that's good stuff. Any grandkids yet?
Yes. 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah, 3 girls and 2 boys.
Okay. So who's?
Okay. Blake has a boy and a girl,
Okay.
and Taylor has 2 girls and a boy.
Okay, I got you. Do you get to see them much?
Not as much as I like.
Okay. And because they're out in L.A.
Right, because they're in L.A. And occasionally they get here at least once a year. And but his wife is also from Oklahoma. She's from Tulsa. Mm-hmm. So naturally, they're going to spend a little bit more time in Tulsa with his wife's family.
Okay, gotcha. And how's Miss Gail doing?
Oh, she's great. She is great. Yeah,
she's doing all right?
She's doing a fantastic job as far as what she does and what she can do and so on and so forth.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, we've been blessed. We have been blessed.
Every time I see her, she just has a smile on her face.
Yeah.
You can never tell that something's wrong or something's going on or something's happening. It's hey, Miss Griffin. I mean, she's just both of y'all just always smiling. So, but that's how you got to be sometimes. That's how you got to be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So before we get into the sports part of it, so tell me about Coach Griffin, Tommy Griffin. Where'd you grow up?
Okay.
You know,
Well, I grew up in Oklahoma City.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm not very far from Oklahoma, no matter what I did.
Okay.
So the thing is, I grew up in Oklahoma City on the northeast side, actually in First Street.
Okay.
Yeah, 541, and never forget that address.
Okay. There you go.
So, but anyway, yeah, we enjoyed our lives. When I said we, I'm talking about my family. And my dad was more of a workaholic.
Okay.
I mean, he worked hard all the time.
Okay.
Most of the time, he had more than one job. So he was pretty busy, and we still had a good life.
Yeah.
But, you know, you're not going to always be happy with what goes on. And I know if I wish we had thought about it and had known a little bit more about it, we'd ask him to slow down.
Yeah.
Because we'd rather have him in the long run
Right.
and then say X amount of dollars because that's what he made. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And like I said, I grew up in Oklahoma and pretty much education in Oklahoma City Public Schools. First school was, and they're both now, they're not even around. Well, one is. One was Page, which used to be on 2nd Street, and then the Deep Deuce, as they call it now.
Okay, yeah.
And then the other one is on 7th Street. The building's still there, but it's still not a school, but it was Dunbar.
Okay.
And then after that, leaving Dunbar, going to Moon, and that was the Moon Ponies. And after that, went to Douglas.
Okay. Well, I didn't know all those places before Douglas, but yeah, that's good stuff. Growing up, did you have any siblings, or was it just you?
That's a weird thing. But my mom was 5'4". I'm 6'3".
Right.
My dad was 6'2", and you know my sons are taller than that.
Of course, right.
But yeah, she had a little bit of a problem. I was a big boy. Okay, I was 10 pounds 9 ounces.
Wow.
And for a little lady, that's
a load.
That's a whole lifestyle.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, she just thought it wouldn't be a good idea, and the doctors thought that also, because there's a possibility that the next child would be even bigger. They decided this one was enough, so they threw a lot into me.
Okay, well, there you go. Were they afraid that it could kill her? Or,
no. I think it was just, it wasn't like it was an easy birth.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she went into labor, and there was a lot of help and that type of stuff, which, you know. But yeah, she was okay, but she just didn't want to go through it again. And I don't blame her. I wouldn't want to either.
Right. What? So as a young kid, did you play any sports growing up? And I mean, how many sports did you play?
Well, let's go back. Did I play any sports? When I was in the 6th grade, that's the first time I played on a team. Because I wanted to play, but my mom was more protective than anything. Because my dad died when I was 10.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So
okay.
She was kind of protective and made sure that I was, I guess you could say, safe in most of the things I did.
Yeah.
So when I told her I wanted to play, she said, no, we're not going to do that.
Now, what sport was it?
Actually, I just wanted to play baseball.
Baseball, okay. Hey, that was my favorite sport.
Yeah, but it was just one of those things that she just felt like it wasn't the best thing for me. So after me just answering questions, like, for example, I wasn't giving a lot, but I would answer her questions because I wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So anyway, she was just saying, hey, are you gonna just not talk to me at all? I said, Mom, I'm answering your questions.
Right.
She said, well, no, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I knew what she meant, but I didn't go there. I just left it like alone. But yeah, she was a great lady, very nurturing. Well, most moms are. But she was very nurturing. But then she finally asked, I said, well, Mom, I really want to play baseball. And I said, I wanted to start doing some things that some of my cousins are doing. And my cousins that I was talking about was in Alabama.
Okay.
So they were all athletes.
Yeah.
I mean, all of them, girls and boys. So, but anyway, she finally told me, okay. And I was so excited that it was just a great time.
Did she get you all the equipment and the stuff that you needed?
No, all we needed was a glove. Yeah. And you pay your $5 for your cap and your T-shirt.
I wish it was $5 now for these to play sports.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Well, it was fun though. I mean, I enjoyed it.
Right.
And it was the right time because the guy I played played baseball for was a friend of our family. So he made sure that I did exactly what I needed to do, and it took care of me basically. Not saying that he's going to give me anything, but he wouldn't let me get away with anything. Yeah. That's how it used to be.
Right.
Families watch over the families.
Right. So was that guy you mentioned? Was he one of the guys that motivated you, or kind of a role model? Did you have any role models growing up?
Yeah, I had quite a few. But I mean, to be totally honest, no, he wasn't one of the people that motivated me or drove me toward being who I am now. but he was the kind of person that made sure that I was doing what I needed to do.
Right. Right.
And like I said, he knew the family. He knew my dad. He knew my mom. So, I mean, all that stuff was good.
So who were some of the people that you looked up to?
Well, I mean, and this could be, you may have to definitely edit this.
Okay.
But my next sport I went out for was basketball. Surprise.
I knew it was coming up. But
But I got cut. Yeah, there was like 106. It was 100 something. I think it was 6. It's been quite a while ago. 106 guys from our class going out for the one team.
Okay.
And we only had the one team.
Okay.
So, I got down to we were in the 15s. I was thinking, I got this made. Because I never actually had played for a basketball team before. So I'm thinking that I'm going to make the team. And we got down to the last cut. And I was the last one that was on the team, and they cut me.
Man.
And so, I mean, that's one of those things you learn to deal with. And I'm actually kind of glad it happened. It made me understand that you don't take anything for granted. You just got to give what you can.
Actually, just talking with Coach Combs, Leroy Combs, and he mentioned that his first time ever playing basketball, he lost that game. And he said that right there, he didn't want to have that feeling no more. So that kind of made him the competitor and have that drive to do what he wanted to do or be winner.
Well, he was definitely that.
Absolutely. Was it a dream of yours to play professional sports?
No.
Not at all?
No. During the time that I was coming up, we had old black and white TV, and we didn't get a lot of pro sports.
Okay.
Matter of fact, even there weren't very many of the college, like OU, OSU type games on television either. So, no, I didn't even think about playing pro. I enjoyed playing. So, and don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about any parents, but parents now think that, well, hey, my son could be a LeBron James. Okay, maybe he could be a LaJuan James. Not a LeBron, but a LaJuan James. Yeah, so, I mean, it's not, you got to understand it takes talent.
Man.
And, there are a lot of things it takes. But that's one of the things you have to have.
Absolutely.
And you have to be coachable. That's another thing.
Coming into high school, went to Douglas High School. I think 95% of African American people,
and
athletes, went to Douglas High School.
No. That was 100%.
100%. So, tell me about Douglas.
Okay.
I know there's a history. Yeah.
Douglas, we were like predominantly black.
Yeah.
The only other there were several others, but the ones that we saw Tulsa, Washington was our rivals.
Okay, yeah.
So, there were 2 black predominant schools. And we played against each other all the time in almost every sport. Almost. Not every sport, but almost.
Okay.
So, but it was one of those situations that you look back now and say, man, I'm glad that happened. And, Tulsa was tough.
That's tradition.
They were tough. And it was just one of those things that you think, well, we were glad to be in the game. But we just enjoyed everything that we did. And it was, we had good coaching too. But, a lot of times in order to be successful, you got to have some super athletes.
Right.
And if they're not super, they better be good.
Good. Yeah.
So if they're good and they work hard, and they can do some things.
You were a multi-sport athlete at Douglas. So football,
swimming, track, baseball, and 1 year basketball. 1 year.
Okay. How did you get a scholarship to Northwestern to play basketball?
No, that was from junior college.
That was from junior college.
Yeah. When I left, I did have 3 scholarship offers from high school in basketball.
Okay.
Even though I played that 1 year, my senior year. So there were 3 guys that looked and saw, well, we might want to take a chance on him.
Yeah. Was it because of football? How you performed in football?
No. It was
just playing basketball.
The 1 year playing basketball.
Okay.
And also, 2 of them saw me play in the YMCA national tournament. Yeah, I think it was Little Rock, Arkansas. So, and I don't know how you remember that because, that was 3 years and me not being in the open.
Right.
It was just, I don't know, maybe it's just one of those things that sometimes God puts you in a position or puts other people in positions to remember who you are. So I only had 3 offers.
Okay.
And one of them was Northern, the other one was Oklahoma City Southwestern.
Okay.
And which that didn't last very long.
Okay.
It was, let's see, they closed that in the early 70s. And that was one of the offers. And then the other one was Now I can't even think of the name of it. Golly. That's what happens when you get old.
You slept since then, yeah. Was baseball your favorite sport?
No.
Throughout the, what was it?
Football.
Football? Okay.
Yeah. I always thought I was a football player. Yeah, and when I went to junior college, here's show you how stupid I was. And I'm using the word stupid. Okay, so when I went to school, I decided to go ahead and go to Tulsa University because things were better for me overall at Tulsa than it was at OU or OU. I mean, OSU.
Okay.
And don't put me wrong. Don't get me wrong. They were good schools.
Right.
But I wasn't ready for that yet.
Okay.
And a good friend was Ben Hart. You probably heard of him.
Yeah. I played against his son. Yeah, we coached.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but he helped me out. Told me that if you're thinking about playing, you got to understand that you're going to be going against guys that have been playing forever. Mm-hmm. They're going to be good wide receivers, and that's why I was supposed to be a wide receiver.
Okay.
So,
how big were you? What was your size like?
I was 180 pounds, and that, you can tell that was many pounds ago.
Many pounds ago.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
So, but
you were 6'3",
6'3".
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And could jump, and very competitive, and strong.
Yeah.
So all those things kind of added up in my favor.
Were you a class clown? Or you
No,
probably
I
serious,
really wasn't a class clown. Okay. I mean, there were certain classes that I enjoyed being in, and I felt relaxed to do different things.
Yeah.
But no, not really a class clown, no.
Okay. So you just straight books. You had pretty good GPA and all that stuff?
Oh, yeah, except for my junior year.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Well, after a while, like your first year, I was student council. Second year, same thing.
Okay.
And that was all dealing with grade points.
Okay.
And I got the big head thinking that I was a pretty good athlete, and my grades went down. So my mom told me, she said, well, and I'm not going to tell you how she told me, but let's just say she told me, she said, if you're not going to do what you need to do and what you said you were going to do, then I'm going to take you out of sports. And that's all she had to say.
That's it.
But by that time, I'd already messed up one semester, and I was into the second semester, but I was thinking, okay, I'll get this done. And I finished strong. So, but no, other than that 1 year, everything else was really good grades.
Do you remember some of the best athletes that you played against? Like, who were some of the greats that you played or you remember back when you played?
Oh, man, there were so many of them. Okay, like I mentioned, Ben Hart.
Ben, yeah.
Okay, it's Connie Sledge. You probably heard of him.
I heard that, yeah.
Okay, his brother, Charles Sledge. And I didn't get a chance to play with them, but I didn't. I saw them from a distance.
Okay.
Because, they were seniors. Okay, Stan White, who's the football coach at Douglas.
Yeah.
And there were several other guys, but then you go into junior year and you got Connie Sledge. Oh, golly. There's so many guys that I'm going to butcher their names probably. But yeah, I was fortunate enough to watch a lot of good athletes. You know how you hear some people say, you weren't good enough to, well, let's just say you weren't good enough to wear his so-and-so.
Oh, jockstrap.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, and I wasn't.
Hey, it is. Hey, things happen for a reason, I guess.
Yeah.
So tell me what your recruiting was like. You said you had three scholarship offers just in basketball.
Right.
So what were the other
scholarship offers?
Scholarship offers, yes.
Football was the main thing. Yeah, I had quite a few football offers. Only 3 of them were D1, and that was all in the state. One reason why is because when I finally got recognized, and I shouldn't say that sounds bitter. When I was recognized, I played against Tulsa and Tulsa High School, and they had super athletes. Yeah. So, and one guy, I can't remember his name, but anyway, I caught a pass. Mm-hmm. That's when they tackle eligible type thing. When I was playing tackle in high school. At that point, I was visiting, and I'm not going to use the coach's name, but I was visiting the coach in OU. Okay. And he was telling me, because I had no idea. I really didn't. But I said, so you want me to play football here? He said, yeah. I said, well, I'm not that good in football. I like football. Right. He said, well, you know what? Let me say it this way. You caught a pass, and you put butt. Now, I put butt in of what he said. Okay. But you put butt in those 3 track guys' face. Wow. Because all 4 of the defensive backs were on the state championship 4x100.
Track team. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so.
And you smoked them, huh?
Well, I not really smoked them, but the one guy caught me on the baseline, on the sideline.
Oh, okay.
And the other 2, I don't know how I did it, but somewhere, they probably slipped. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was fun, and I enjoyed it, and that's what I always thought I was a football player. I didn't think about any other sports, except I liked to play those sports, but I didn't think about any other sport. At that point, I had no idea that freshmen couldn't play varsity sports in college.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm thinking that I knew I wouldn't be able to make the OU's team immediately because they had some super athletes. Mm-hmm. I didn't think I could make OSU's team, same situation. Okay, but then I felt really good about Tulsa. Okay. And the coaches seemed to feel pretty good about me also. So I signed my scholarship. I had to send it home to my mom. My mom sent it back. So I was going to go to you.
Okay.
But then I found out that I couldn't play freshman ball. So that kind of upset me.
Yeah.
I mean,
they didn't tell you that? It was kind of after the fact?
I guess they thought I knew.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, but you got to be smart enough to know these things. Well, I wasn't smart enough to know it. Let me just say it that way.
I don't think any of us at that age, kind of, okay.
But anyway, we, after that happened, we talked to the coach at that time. I'm not going to mention any names, but we talked to the coach at that time, and I told him, I said, I don't want to just practice.
Right.
He said, well, that's how you get better. I said, yeah, that's fine, but I don't mind. Can I get better playing too?
Right.
So I asked him if they had a freshman team. They did have a freshman team, but didn't have very many games. They had 2 games for the whole year for freshmen. So I asked him what else I could do, and he told me, well, we can send you to junior college. Mm-hmm. And if you go to junior college, you'll get a chance to play 9 or more games. Okay. So that's why I ended up going to Northern.
Where did Northwestern Oklahoma State come in?
That was after my sophomore year in college. Yeah, I was getting ready to graduate, and I was thinking which school I wanted to go to. Okay. And I was actually, I really wanted to go to Hawaii.
Okay, that's.
I mean, and
who doesn't want to go there? Yeah,
I agree. But my mom told me, she said, and we were real close after my dad died. We were real close. She said, no, I'd rather have you in the state. Yeah. And if we can't get you in the state, I want you even closer. Mm-hmm. Well, I'd like to have you closer. Right. So I ended up looking at the schools, and the ones that I thought was really good was Northwestern. Okay. Northwestern at that time was in the top 3 in teaching. Okay. And I wanted to be a teacher. Gotcha.
Did they recruit you? I mean, did they?
Northwestern?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. So what was your transition like from high school to college as far as the competition, the athleticism? I mean, you were already athletic. So tell me how that was going into college.
Well, here's the good thing about me. Mm-hmm. If you're stupid enough to think you can do something, you can do it.
You can do it, yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, I wasn't a great athlete, but I was an okay athlete. I was pretty good. I mean, as far as the strength, the speed, and the determination, I had those. So from my transition from high school to junior college was a lot smoother, really smooth. And then my transition from junior college to 4-year school, I mean, that was a breeze. Yeah, because I ran across some guys in junior college that were really good. Because in junior college, you had a lot of those guys that couldn't make their grades, and you played against some really good ball players.
Yeah. You had to be ready because you never know when grades they're casualties.
Right, I agree.
You were also a multi-sport athlete in college.
Right.
So tell me about that. You played football. You did some track events as well, and basketball.
So my freshman year, I was there to play basically football. Okay, and then at the end of football season, one of my football coaches was also the basketball coach. Oh, okay. And he said, and he's one of the guys that offered me a scholarship when I was in high school because he thought I could play basketball. Right. So he asked me to come out for basketball because he needed some help. Okay. So I did. So when the season's over, I went out and played basketball and really enjoyed it. Yeah. He's one of the best coaches that I've had at that level. And he's died about, 5-6 years ago. Okay. And this is not causing any problem, but his name's Cecil Perkins. Mm-hmm. He was the athletic director and golf coach at Southwestern. But he had also coached football at Southwestern and some other things. But he was tremendous. Good. So I mean, he didn't let us get away with anything, and I'm glad he didn't because at that point we needed stern division.
Playing multiple sports, as many sports as you did, how did you handle your academics? How did that? I guess that's the way you are. You're a pretty serious guy. You take care of business.
Well, you're right, pretty much.
Yeah.
My mom was the whole driving factor behind that.
Right. Okay.
So she said, as long as you do your grades, that's when I was telling you I was pouting around the house and everything. And that was another part of it.
Okay.
So she said, as long as you keep your grades, we're good.
Yeah.
I have no problem with it.
Carried on in the
Right. So, and like I said, that one year I failed because I got big head thinking, oh, hey, I'm not bad at all. I can do this.
Yeah.
But then she brought me back to earth.
Of course.
Yeah.
My mom almost took me off the set. I came back in my first semester in college. I almost didn't make it, and you better get back in them books.
Right.
As far as game days are concerned, whether it's basketball or football or baseball or whatever sport that you were playing, did you have a specific thing that you did, like a pregame ritual, or like what did you do on game days to prepare?
We had to eat breakfast.
Okay.
And breakfast opened up at 6:30, and it closed at 8. So you had to be there between 6:30 and 8.
Okay. Was it mandatory by the coach, or you just
No,
that was
you
just what
had to be there.
Okay.
And I'm going to leave it like that.
Okay.
So, and because, you're there, it's free for you.
Right.
It's not really free for you, but it's provided to
Yeah.
you by your scholarship.
Right.
So my mom told me, she said, well, if they're going to give you the breakfast, go eat breakfast.
Yeah.
Get up.
Right.
So, I would eat breakfast, and then I would go back to my room, and if I had time, if I had a class that was like 10 o'clock, I'd probably get back in bed and take a nap.
Okay.
But if not, I'm going on to class.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then, you had lunch, then you had dinner. But at Northern,
Okay.
we had good food.
Okay.
But at Northwestern on game day, we had big steaks.
Oh, big steaks.
Oh,
okay.
heck yeah. Oh, man.
I can relate.
Man,
Yeah.
seriously, it was really nice.
Okay. Yeah.
So we enjoyed that. We really did.
For a game, you had had all your meals. Were there any things that you did or envision what you're gonna do during the game, or or you just kind of zone out before game?
No, not really zone out, but our situation was at that time, everybody there pretty much was very serious.
Right.
Very serious.
Okay.
So we didn't have a lot of playing around, not before game.
Right.
Or before practice. Oh, heck yeah, so much horse playing going on. But before a game, we were very serious. So we would get there, we'd get taped.
Yeah.
We could take a nap or just close our eyes and listen to the music that was on. We had radio. We didn't have
no beats or nothing like that. Yeah.
But it was always fun because you're with your bros.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have any memorable game moments?
Yeah, quite a few. But which sport? That's the only problem.
Yeah. Well, let's do basketball this time.
Okay, basketball.
Yeah.
We were getting ready to play in the regionals at Oral Roberts. Okay. And we were playing the number 2 team in our conference, which was St. Greg's. Okay. And St. Greg's had an outstanding coach, and he was Coach something. He was just a legend. Mm-hmm. So anyway, we just felt like, okay, we're gonna get, and these are the players. Mm-hmm. We got together and we're thinking, okay, this is what we have to do to be able to beat these guys. Mm-hmm. And we had a lot to do because they had super athletes. The 3 teams that had the best athletes in our conference was St. Gregory's, Northeastern A&M, and what was that? Oh, and Cameron. That's when Cameron was still a junior college.
The Aggies, Cameron Aggies, okay, yeah.
So, but we kind of got together and just enjoyed what was going on, but we also talked about, okay, now he likes to do this and that. And this is kids. These are kids. Mm-hmm. It's not coaches. Well, it really was coaches because all we were doing is repeating what they had told us.
Okay.
So we just kind of keep everything on their minds.
Right, okay.
But we still ended up losing, but we only lost by 1 point. Here's the good thing about it, and it's kind of funny. The tallest guy we had on our team was 6'8".
Wow, okay.
And the tallest guy on St. Greg's team was 7 foot.
Man.
Then they had a 6'10", and so on and so forth. So, but the thing is, we played them and played them well. And like I said, we should have won, but we didn't.
Okay.
And it's always one of those things you'll say, oh, man, if he had a call, that would have been okay.
Yeah.
But why didn't he call? But still, it was fun, and that's the one we prepared for as players.
Yeah. This day and age, we have name, image, and likeness, NIL. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts, concerns, pros, cons, or whatever? I mean, what do you think about?
We didn't have any of that kind of stuff.
No.
I mean, we were happy if we had a ship. But the whole point is that I don't know that much about it. I am not an authority on that kind of thing. But I know when you're in college, you need money.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, I don't know what the contracts are, but I know there's money to be had. And so, therefore, I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I think it's something that probably should have taken place, but I'm not going to say that's what it was for sure.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. I've had several discussions on it, and I would have loved to have had, when I got to college, I could see my number on the game, NCAA football game.
Yeah.
Man, that's me. I'm playing, but they getting paid all those millions of dollars selling this game.
Right.
But yeah, nowadays you can do anything. You can, wear a hat and get paid for it, for a business.
I hear you.
So I believe it's cool. What do you think about transfer portal? For colleges?
And I know people are not going to really enjoy hearing this, but I'm not in favor of it.
No, I agree.
It gives kids the opportunity, well, I don't like this coach, or I don't like this, so I'm going to transfer. Mm-hmm. And if it's more than just I don't like,
right? Yeah,
I can see it.
Yeah,
but other than that, I'm not in favor of it.
It's created a lot of conflict,
right.
controversy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's kind of hard for kids to get recruited out of high school.
Right.
It's easy for colleges to get another kid that has already played
right.
a year or two in college.
That experience, yeah.
With experience, and now kids are just kind of wondering. I had an interview with a young lady. She's going to Utah, and her name is Avery Jimstead. She chose Utah. Mm-hmm. And she said, I waited till they closed their transfer portal. And she's like, okay, do they always recruit out of the portal? Mm-hmm. Do they just do straight high school kids? That's what she liked about them. Yeah. They didn't go into the portal all the time, and they wanted to get new kids coming out of high school and just developing and stuff like that. So
right. That's still pretty deep for a high school kid.
Yeah, I told her that. I said, did you have somebody helping you with that, or no? She was very enlightening, and I said, I might be your first NIL deal, and you come back and help me with these younger kids. So I thought that was pretty cool. After your college years, did you ever get a chance to play pro ball or next level?
Well, yes.
You did? Okay.
But now my first contact with pros basically was in football, mm-hmm. and then I had one my first year at Classen in basketball.
Okay.
But the basketball thing was, I think it was more of a legend than anything. Because the guys that I played for in the Chicago group, well, it wasn't really a Chicago base, but the team folded out of Saratoga. Mm-hmm. But I'm not sure. That's been a long time ago.
Okay.
So, but anyway, yeah, I had a chance to play a little bit there. And the good thing about it is that when I played, it works well enough that my high school, because I was coaching. Okay. So the high school had already finished. Okay. And my track coach, head coach, was my head basketball coach. So he understood. He said, hey, follow that dream. So that's when I realized that, I could do this, but I also realized, too, that teams were so volatile as far as being liquid one day mm-hmm. and not liquid the next day type thing. Right. So I didn't want that. I wanted to make sure I had money coming in. Right,
right. For some reason, back when I was in high school, when you were coaching us, mm-hmm. for some reason, I remember you mentioning being able to hit Warren Moon. Did you? Oh, did you ever attack? Did you play against him?
Yeah, against him.
Where was he playing at?
He was. Oh,
was this in Canada? Or
it was in Canada, and I can't remember. Was it Edmonton? Well, man, that's long ago. My mind is not as strong as it used to be.
I thought I remember that you telling us that you got a chance to hit or sack Warren Moon or something like that, but you played against him. So tell me about your Canada days.
Well, it didn't last very long.
Okay.
Because here's the thing, it was so cutthroat then. Well, let me go ahead and get this in. Yeah. We had a scrimmage. Okay. Came in on this is how short it was.
Who were you playing with?
Oh, Montreal.
Montreal, okay.
All right,
Montreal,
good grief. Man, this mind is...
No, Coach,
But anyway, I was playing with Montreal, and we had them, and we scrimmaged, and it was all control. Okay. So anyway, I'm playing defensive end, defensive end / linebacker. Okay. Depends on what they were in to determine what I was going to do.
Right.
So anyway, we were
playing
against them, and I had a really good game. I had 3 knockdowns or 2 knockdowns, 2 hurries, no, 1 hurry, 1 interception, and 2 sacks.
All in one game?
In one game, yeah. And the game was controlled.
That's kind of, okay, gotcha.
So I felt pretty good about that. So I'm going to sleep that night and I'm feeling good and thinking, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
So the next morning I got up and getting ready to go to, I went to breakfast.
Okay.
And then left breakfast. They said, hey, Coach wants to talk to you. I said, oh, okay. All right, so this could be something good.
Extended contract,
But then anyway, I got there and he was telling that, he said that, we're going to let you go. I said,
man, what?
Let me go? He said, yeah, we're going to have to let you go. And it wasn't until I got down into the dressing room where all the guys were, because it was right after breakfast and they were getting ready to go for practice.
Okay.
So I found out that one of the younger players, and let me preface this. I was 32 at the time.
Okay.
So the
that's
youngest
kind
player.
of considered old in playing days. A little.
Shoot. Hey, that's considered old anyway. But if you look at 32 compared to 22.
Yes.
And 22 has many years ahead of them.
Right.
32 may be there the rest of this year, or maybe not.
Yes.
And if you have a good, and I didn't have an agent, but if you have a good agent, he's going to talk you up.
Yeah.
And he knows all the buttons to push and pull and so on and so forth. So I was through. Man. I was history.
Yeah, it was history. I think there was, when I looked at your coaching resume, and it may not have had them all the places that you've been, but it seemed like there was a trend where everywhere you went, you were an assistant coach first and then became head coach. Was that consistent through all the spots?
No, not
Were
really.
you ever hired just straight as a head coach from?
Yes.
Okay. Because I was looking at the resume. Maybe I didn't look further enough.
No, well, not in your lifetime.
Okay.
But after that, I was looked at as being a head coach.
Okay.
When I was at Classen, I was hired to be an assistant coach.
Right. Okay.
Assistant coach in football and in basketball.
Okay.
Okay. And then at John Marshall.
I know you came under Davis first.
Yeah, and I was hired to be his assistant.
Right.
But then after that, some things happened and I became a head coach.
Okay. Yeah.
And then OCS, I was head coach.
Okay. You didn't go in as an assistant there first? Okay.
Well, I did and I didn't.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I was an assistant, but I still had pull. If something wasn't right, I just need to say it.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I didn't want to say anything that would hurt somebody's feelings. But the thing is, when you're young and you haven't had any success at being a head coach,
right,
a lot of times you're going to have some of the wrong things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he had been there for 7 years and hadn't qualified for state at all.
Okay.
Nowhere close. Yeah, it adjusted for me that first year. And anytime I saw him doing something wrong, I told him, I said, if we're going to be successful, we need to do it this way. And it was good because he was open.
Right.
So, and we had a good year. We won state that first year, matter of fact.
How many state titles have you won?
As a head coach?
As a head coach.
8.
8, okay.
How many? I'd like to say 81.
So one is an assistant? Or?
Right. It's silver. One's a silver ball. 8 is gold ball.
I was that silver ball. our class, we were that silver ball.
Yeah, but you know what though? Yeah. And you know this, and I think it may have been you that's saying that, if they had let Willie play his brand of basketball.
Man, they put him in foul trouble the first
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Right.
I'm like, golly, I had to come off the bench, of course, and take up some slack. But we lost that game by 1 point. I still remember that.
Yeah, it was bad. But hey, there's nothing you can do about it. You got people that'll do things like that, and you just have to learn how to live with it.
But so 8 gold balls and 1 silver. As an assistant coach, how many have you been a part of?
4 and 6.
4 golds and 6
silvers.
Man, so you had 12 gold balls under your
career.
You're in your umbrella. Man, that's phenomenal.
Well, I wish I could take credit for that, but there's 2 guys that were way better than me.
Burrow
Franklin.
Yes.
Yeah, Burrow's the winningest coach.
Yes.
And then the other one was in Tulsa, Coach Harris, Nate Harris.
Okay. Yep, Nate Harris. Yeah. Okay, so take us back to the first state title with the Classen Comets. What was that first title? What was that experience like for you? I mean,
well, it was. I'm going to say nerve-wracking.
Okay.
I've never been in that situation before. So, but I didn't want to let people down. That was my whole key right there. I didn't want to let anybody down. I wanted to make sure I'm doing the best I could. So I worked hard at it. And right after the game, we go back home. I'm going back to school. And the kids going home, and I'm in the office thinking, okay, this is what we need to do, and so and so and so and so. And then Coach Daniels, Maurice Daniels, was an assistant. And matter of fact, he's been with me every one of those state championships.
Exactly.
So the thing is, I was telling him, I said, I need to make sure we have everything covered. Mm-hmm. And Coach Daniels, so you know how he is.
I was gonna talk about it. yeah.
But he was telling me, he said, I think we got it covered.
Yeah.
I said, well, I don't want to think about it. I want to make sure we got it.
Mm-hmm.
So when we stepped into that championship game, we were ready.
Right.
I mean, that's why the game was opened up like it did.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the team we beat was Ada. They knocked out two of our crosstown opponents, which was Southeast. That was the first one. And then the second one, I can't remember who it was. But anyway, they beat those two, and they ended up in the championship, and we ended up in the championship, and we ended up winning.
You've coached numerous athletes that are playing at the next level. When you see them, and when you see guys from the past, like myself, Willie, and Tony Hurd, Joe Atkins,
right?
What goes through your head when you see us just?
Well, the thing is, and this is going to sound really silly because of the words I'm going to use, but pride.
Okay.
And I really don't deserve to have pride when it's talking about you guys. But now I do get excited about seeing you guys play. It doesn't make any difference whether it's college, pro, or whatever.
Right.
I just enjoy seeing you guys play. So I've always had fun watching that. And then when I had my sons, when they came through, that was another level of pride.
Oh, yeah.
So I've enjoyed everything that's taking place.
I've had the experience to coach my sons in sports, right. But not at the level of your sons. I mean, they both of them went to the NBA and lived out their dream. And of course, Taylor, did he get injured or what?
Yeah, he did. That's what ended his career.
Yeah, and
so he messed his ankle up, and it was surgery.
Right.
And he was coming along, and he told me, he said, Dad, I'm gonna leave basketball. I said, so what's the situation? He said, I can't move, I can't jump like I used to. Man. I'm not as fast as I used to be.
Them boys can jump.
But and I told him, I said, if this is what you feel, then I'm with you. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he did, and he had a fairly good football career. I don't know if I ever told you that.
No, I didn't know he played football.
Yeah, he played football at OCS.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a wide receiver, and he played, actually, he was more of a tight end wide receiver type, because they could move him out and bring him in and so on and so forth.
I did not know he played football.
Yeah, well, Blake did too.
Yeah, Blake did too? Okay.
Yeah.
Winning 4 straight titles with your sons. Did you ever have that feeling where you could just sit back and just let them play, like you were Phil Jackson and
you mean
Michael Jordan in high school?
In high school?
At OCS. Yeah.
Were we trying to win?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, if we were trying to win, no, I'm not going to let them do that.
You just let them dudes play, man.
I know most people think that you could do that.
Yeah,
and it really is not.
I'm making a joke about it, but yeah, I think like the talent that those two possess. I didn't know any other guys on the team, but just to watch highlights of them and see them play, and of course you're on the ground floor, you're in the trenches with them because you're coaching them. Probably was easy to just let them guys go out there. They probably dominated every game.
Pretty much, yeah. But they was 29-0, and I think we had 3 games. It was not double-figure win.
Okay, just 3.
3, yeah.
In 4 years?
And no, just senior year.
Just senior year. Okay.
Taylor's senior year and Blake's sophomore year.
Okay.
Now, as far as the 4 years, we were 110-6. Yeah, 110-6. But it also takes, you got to be fairly blessed to get that way because injuries can knock that out quickly.
Quick. So Coach Daniels, man, he's been your assistant coach for most of your times or whatever. Man, we love Coach D. Boy,
I'll tell you what, Coach Daniels is unique.
Yes.
And I remember I used to tease him. I say, hey, you know what? When we was young, we'd be in the same crib, I said, he stole my binky a lot. I said, hey, but that's not true though. But yeah, that's what we used to say.
Okay.
So we go way back, in other words.
Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, he's been with me for a long time. Matter of fact, we were assistants at first, Coach Davis's last year at Classen. Okay. And we knew that we thought that the job would go to either him or me. Okay. And I think the reason why it went to me is because I had been there for 3 years previous to that. Okay. So I had more high school experience. So, but otherwise, I think he probably would have made a pretty good coach.
Yeah.
I mean, not probably, but
yeah. I mean, you guys were a great tandem.
Yeah.
And I never forget, man. I mean, in practice or games, Coach D had a good selection of words. He had a nice little vocabulary, but it would. I mean, we'd be in the huddle just trying to hold our laughs in, and like, what is he gonna say next? We come to practice just to listen to him just talk, and coach. But man, Coach D, man, he was blessing to have you guys as coaches, man, and I hate that he had to go through that with his sons and things like that, and that was a
tough time. It really was.
And man, yeah, I remember talking about that and hearing about it. Mm-hmm. But he's been strong. He's been strong.
And I think one of the things that helped him is that he had a chance to still coach.
Yeah. Well, he was coaching with Coach Tooley for a little bit. And,
with Seminole.
Right,
yeah.
So.
And I'm going to say this, but his last year, which was not this past year, but the year before, they went to nationals.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, that was the best team they had.
Man,
they get home. And they go into the office and they fire him. I thought, man,
you know what?
That's tough.
His wife, I work with his wife, Sherry Tooley.
Oh, okay.
And she told me that same, what you just said, they had one of the best seasons, and they come on and he's fired.
Right.
I'm like, what, how, why?
Why is what I wanted. That makes sense. But still, hey, things are greater than us.
Man, you are a very strong man.
Well,
I distinctly remember. So you know how thick a dang ping pong paddle is.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. I don't know how you got your hands on a ping pong paddle, but you were so mad. You had that ping pong paddle in your hand and you just snapped it in half. You don't remember?
I don't remember. No.
And that's what I forgot to bring. I was going to bring a ping pong paddle from home because there are at least about 4 or 5 layers of wood, and just to see. You were just sitting there, and you and Coach D were just sitting next to each other, and we were scared because I don't know if we were losing or what was going on, because we didn't lose a lot,
we didn't.
So
that's right.
And you had that thing in your hand, and it just. I looked at Willie. Willie looked at me, and we all looking at each other. I was like, we in trouble, man. we about to die. We about to die. But no, man. There was also one time where. No, let me go to football real quick.
Okay.
Let me go to football. There was one day in practice. You remember Randy Lawless?
Yeah.
Randy Lawless.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember slamming him to the ground? He did something. He pissed you off. He was talking noise to you or something like that, and you grabbed him by his chest and you just mashed him to the ground, and you kept him there until he can't calm down. And he was swinging and trying to get up and this and that, and you just one hand just holding him down. I said, man, cause this dude is a superhuman, man. Randy Lawless was a big dude, compared to me.
Yeah.
But you don't remember that at all.
I have no recollection of it.
Man, there was some times. Yeah, there was some good times, man. How long did you coach football?
27 years.
Was okay.
And basketball, 27 years.
So both of us at the same time. You just coached. Okay.
Oh no, not at the same time. Yeah, I got 54 total years.
Okay.
As far as teaching and coaching.
Okay, gotcha.
So when I stopped coaching basketball, I just basically started pretty much into football. We had a lot of fun.
Yes.
Some good ball players and some kids that give you everything they had. Yeah. That's all you ever asked for.
Yeah, right. You had the pleasure of coaching Julius Jones.
Right.
And in basketball.
And football.
He was a great kid. I remember playing with his older brother. So their dad coached me in football in little leagues. With Julius, what were your thoughts? What went through your head when you heard that's what happened with that situation the murder in
Right.
Edmond and stuff?
Well, first of all, I was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still not sure that that's exactly how it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to go into anybody else's name, but there was another guy that was with him that came from another school to our school.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe he was the influencing factor. But I'm not sure. And I don't want to go in there. That's why I never mention those type of names. I don't want to talk about somebody, especially behind their backs. Now, if you're here and you're right there and I'm going to say this is what happened, that's as far as I'm going to go. But I didn't think that he was capable of it.
No,
and I know sometimes you can push somebody to a certain level or a certain level.
Yeah.
And sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
But I can't guarantee it.
Right.
Yeah, but I still believe in Julius.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
But anyway, I talked to several people that were trying to get him out of there when it first happened.
Right. Okay.
And so I can't, and I hate that I don't remember the person's name. But anyway, she had a whole group of people that were working on trying to get him released or trying to get them to look at all the evidence.
All the evidence. Right. Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I'm just glad that it ended up like it did. But I would sure rather see him out. Right. Instead of just not on death row.
Exactly. Yeah. I totally agree. Let's talk about your boys,
okay.
sons. Obviously, Blake Griffin has become, an Oklahoma icon as far as basketball is concerned, and one of the most prolific dunkers and players that the NBA has ever seen. I saw, like I said, I remember seeing him just walking around the gym with a little basketball, just upright, and him and his brother, and he's just little professional men walking around, But of course, that comes from mom and dad. But that's how you work. And when I saw them at that point in time in high school, and then I go through college. I played at Oklahoma State, played some arena football here and there, and the next time I see them, they're playing at OU. I'd heard about them winning championships at OCS, but I never really saw them physically. And when I saw them at OU, I'm like, God, dog, that's Coach Griffin times 3. The boys is big. Yeah. And just watching them play and just remember seeing them that little and small is, of course, their excellence is a reflection of you, your wife, when they reach the NBA. How often were you guys able to attend games or go watch them play? Was it
okay,
a lot?
Well, when they were both, that was 09, okay. So we didn't get a chance to see a lot of games because they played, Taylor was in Phoenix and Blake was in L.A.
Right.
So we didn't get a chance to see a lot of them. But the first game we really went to, and Blake couldn't play because he had that knee problem.
Yeah, he cracked his kneecap or something? Yeah.
So, and then we went and they were playing on Christmas Day. So we went Phoenix and stayed with Taylor. And then after that, we all went to the game together.
Okay.
And we just enjoyed it. We enjoyed life.
Good. Yeah.
There's blessings, and you have to understand what a blessing is, because you can't appreciate a blessing unless you're willing to understand what it is.
Right.
So we didn't get a chance to do a lot with them, but
good experience.
Oh, heck yeah! I mean, I would love to see the guys, and I tell when I think I'm with Coach Hassett at Dell City, and I was telling him, I said, if you get a chance to coach your son or daughter, take advantage of it, because that's one of the things that a lot of people can't appreciate. But he's done a good job. He has 2 talented kids too.
Yes. So did those 2 ever fight like at home? Like, did you ever have to break up fights with them?
No, I didn't have to break up fights. The fights took place while I was at work.
Oh, okay. They wouldn't do it when you was at
home.
Oh,
no, because all she had to do is say, "Hey, wait for your daddy to get home."
Yeah.
So I mean, they were like this: "Wait for your dad to get home."
I was just playing, man. I was just playing.
Yeah, but they had fights.
Yeah.
And I like that about it. Because they were both competitive.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. I mean, that's a part of life.
Okay. Did you ever butt heads with them? I mean, just
they wanted to do it their way for a while.
Did you have to jack them up like you did Randy?
Let's not scratch that part. But no, I don't think so. And they were both respectful. But they also knew that that I was doing this and I wasn't trying to do it for myself. But a lot of times, people will look at it and say, "Oh, he just wants to make himself look good." Okay, that could be true, but that's not my main objective. My objective was to teach you or anybody how to play the game. And you got to understand that it's a lot more to winning than it is. Well, it's a lot more to winning than it is losing. And I know that sounds really weird.
Right.
Okay.
No,
So I mean, you got to do some things that you wouldn't normally do to win, whereas in losing, what the heck,
Yeah, right. Have you seen the movie series Back to the Future?
Oh yeah,
with Michael J. Fox and to say, for instance, you get in a DeLorean, you go back to your freshman year in high school. Okay, what would you, and you see yourself as a freshman? What advice would you give freshman Tommy Griffin?
Good question. As a freshman, I think I gave everything that I was supposed to give. Okay. Freshman year, I played football on the freshman team. Well, I don't know. Maybe I would have changed the position because I played center my freshman year.
Okay.
But the reason why I played center is because I got there late. I was going to go to Central.
Okay.
But then I was at practice, and they told me that you need to go ahead and turn your stuff in because you're not really in our district.
Oh, okay.
So you can't go to school here. You need to go over to Douglas. So that would be one of the things. But and see, the reason I was going there because Maurice was there, because Daniels was there.
Okay.
So we all talked about playing together. So that didn't work out, but it's okay.
Gotcha.
And then my freshman, sophomore, and junior year, I was a swimmer. So I did pretty well there. I don't think it was anything I would have said or could have done that would have made that different. And track, I think I gave my best there too.
You being a coach, you know all about games and contests, and it's all about momentums.
Right.
Momentum shifts, or you can maintain the momentum through the whole game and win. But tell me about a time in your life that there was a major momentum shift. That whether it was good or bad, positive or negative.
Well, one of the things that I think that really caused me problems was your senior year.
My senior year?
Your senior year.
Okay.
We were playing in the state championship, and I'm not going to mention the team that we were playing against, but you know what happened there.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why
we
was
playing,
somebody...
We were playing Tulsa, Bishop Kelly.
I wasn't going to say the name of the
Bishop
school.
Kelly.
But...
and them same refs...
did us in...
at the tournament of
one
champions.
One of the
yes.
officials. The one that was really bad.
Yes. But he kind of
cheated
cheated us in that other Tulsa tournament. I forgot what it was.
Right. Tournament of champions.
Yeah. I'm like, I'll say it.
Okay.
Tulsa, I don't know the ref's name, but
well, I know his name, but I'm not gonna mention it.
But okay.
But the thing is, that was the one time that I felt like, oh God, and I felt sorry for you guys.
Yeah.
You guys deserved to win that game as well as the championship game.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
I totally
and I'm not
agree.
saying that because you're sitting here. I'm just telling you the truth. You should have won the championship game in the tournament of champions as well as the state tournament.
Absolutely. It stings a little bit every time I see the gold silver ball in the hallway. I'm like, man, didn't they write an OSSA write a letter to you apologizing about it or something? Or
they did.
Can we discuss that?
It had nothing to do with how I felt.
Oh, okay.
I mean, seriously. They wrote it. They actually wrote it to our principal, Cook.
Yes.
And and then she shared it with us. But at that point, you don't want to hear that.
Yeah.
You just want to say, why wouldn't somebody just do what they're supposed to do and do it because that's what they were paid to do?
Exactly.
So you help one group to win something they probably didn't deserve, and then you take something away from a group that needed to or should have won because you felt like it should go the other way.
Yeah.
So, and oh gosh,
was
it was
he
bad.
was he the same ref that got Willie in trouble, foul trouble?
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
And I'm not going. Well, anyway,
we can go on another episode.
You remember how he got his first 3 fouls? He was playing defense.
Yeah. Okay.
And the little guy that was point guard, and no names called. Anyway, he was dribbling, and then when he got close to Willie,
was it Fonby?
I'm not going to call any names. So anyway, he gets close to Willie, and then the arm goes up. Yeah. And he makes contact with Willie. He makes contact with Willie.
You're right.
And the next thing you hear,
Yeah.
So I say, okay, Willie, give him a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, and Willie did. He stayed in the game another 30 seconds. For 30 seconds,
Yeah.
but still.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then by that time, and here's what really made me mad. I mean, well, there's a lot of things made me mad. But as far as that goes, after he got those 3 fouls on Willie, he never put a hand up again to try to stop him. Then he started playing like what we knew he was supposed to play.
Yeah.
Because he didn't protect the ball.
Right.
And Willie would have had a field. He probably would have had the
Several steals.
yeah.
Pickpocket.
It's one of those things. You guys were fantastic. Seriously.
Yeah, appreciate it, Coach. Yeah.
And I hate that happened because that's not fair. It's not fair. But you know what? Life is not fair.
Right.
And I deal with
But you know what, Coach? You know, it's because of you. You being our coach and the way you did things as a coach. And I've always looked up to you because, you know, you instilled a lot in us, and whether it was football, basketball, or just life.
Right.
You know, we'd come to your class and just talk, and you and Coach Daniels, and we just have fun. You're a legend. I know you won't take credit for it or whatever, but that's how you are. But you are a legend in your own time. Right here, you're a living legend. And giving you your flowers now, I appreciate what you've done. You know, I don't want to wait to say it, you know, when we're all dead and gone.
hey, I appreciate that.
I appreciate you coming by.
And anytime you think I can help you out, I'm not talking about being on a podcast, but if there's somebody you want me to get in contact with or whatever, let me know.
Taylor and Blake?
We can do that.
All I can do is ask.